up and I feel like cash. Wake up and I feel like M's. My foot stays pressed on the gas. I'm glad I don't feel like them. They might just get flexed on. Got that spice like Szechuan. Can't be touched, I'm Teflon. Once I met Zac Efron. Go hard for the bros and the bros hot mine. Don't think for a sec that I won't drop on. Wanna stay for the show? Just log on. Turani.com. Get knocked off and we still rock on. Come to the pound, see a real top dog. Wanna stay for the show? Then just log on. Turani.com.
Yes, sir. New nose Roan, they're saying. That's what they're calling me. That's what the allegations sound like. Brand new nose. Ooh, look at... Bro, look at that shit, bro. Oh, my God. Does it feel good to breathe? Does it feel good to be back on Roan.com? Thank you all for being here. Fire it the fuck off if you're here. I was away for a 1 week, and I felt like I missed, like, the formative year. I felt like the end of Interstellar. I felt like I was watching my children grow up in front of me, and it bummed me the fuck out. I'm so happy to be back. First and foremost, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for taking time on your Wednesday to make some time for Roan.com. I swear to God, it means the most to me. I'm so fired up to have you guys here. I'm so fired up to be back. I was dismayed that I had to miss you guys for 1 week, and it was a worthwhile cause, honestly. I got some surgery on my nose, septoplasty and turbinate reduction. I had a deviated septum. I told him keep it ugly. I told him keep that shit crooked as goddamn Lombard Street in San Francisco. But let me breathe again. If I had done that same pose about a week ago, 8 days ago, you would have just seen flesh. My nose was blocked, but now I smell fucking colors. I smell Christmas dinner on the 4th of July. Everything is different for me. I have an elevated consciousness. I was going over the bridge on my bicycle and I smelled tacos al pastor and I realized they were going on 8 stories beneath me. I walked in today and I smelled our social guy for the show, Ian's shampoo to the brand, Tresemme. My brother's wearing Tresemme and I smelled it. As soon as I opened the door, I smelled it and... I smell a damn good show today. If anybody is ever thinking about getting this turbinate reduction, I cannot recommend it enough. First of all, my toothing ring is fucking numb right now. Like I did cocaine. It feels like my mouth did cocaine. I think they singed some nerves down. So first off, you have permanent cocaine mouth. Second of all, you can smell your coworkers' shampoo brands. I think I have a... L'Oreal Paris on Tyler. I can't smell through the glass on the other one. Sorry to say, but it's because you have the hat on. It's the only reason I can't smell exactly what it is. There's multiple shampoos going on in there. The other one though, breathing. Breathing has changed, and shout out to my doctor, Dr. Raithatha. That's his actual name, Dr. Raithatha, Raithatha. Look him up in New York. He is the best for turbinate reductions. Shout out to Raithatha. He has completely changed my life, and he has made everything so much better. So I missed a show with you guys last week, and I'm fucking dismayed that I did. But we're back today, and the deluge of content continues. And shout out to you guys. You held it the fuck down while I was gone, running up the numbers of these videos, and I promise I will reward you for that. That is the least that I could do, is reward you with more content and more content and more content. You guys have been running it the fuck up. One-on-one-to-one, incredible stuff from you guys. I think within a day or so, we'll be at 100,000 for both of those videos, which will make 4 of our last 5 videos have gone to 100,000, and that's just such a testament to you guys fucking with it. I fuck with you guys! I fuck with you guys for doing that! I fuck with you guys for fucking with these videos! Nothing fires me up more than seeing a plan come together and some hard work turn into something fucking exciting. I fuck with you guys for doing that. Thank you guys so much for running up the numbers on those videos. I know that it wasn't perfect, but that's an idea that we put into place and that we're making something good come of it, okay? We're making something good come of it, and it's proof positive that we can do more ideas, that we can involve the entire office, that we can have everybody locked the fuck in and make some cool, exciting shit. And there will be more ideas. And so let's get into this fucking housekeeping. I think the nose is giving me more energy too, dude. I think that I'm an oxygen hog right now. I think that I'm stealing from the other motherfuckers in here with the weak turbinites. And I also am waking up refreshed. I have these twins on the way. I woke up this morning, no alarm, fucking Undertaker style at 6:37. It was incredible. I feel so well rested and energized right now. I don't know if it's you guys or my brand new nose. So, 1-on-1-to-1 went incredible. We have the 1-on-1-to-1 final live on Roan.com for the 1600 in the fucking chat. You guys said that the chat says they think it's the blow that's firing me up. Bro, I can't do blow with this new nose. First of all, if I tried to snort up blow, my nose is so open right now, it would fall out. It would look like a snow globe, okay? I can't do a lick of cocaine. Second of all, my shit would fucking, if I tried to snort in that hard, my shit would crumble like fucking Artie Lang's nose. My shit would crumble like a fucking cave being detonated. There's no way that I could put any type of PEDs up my fucking nose. But this 1-on-1-to-1 shit was fire. Beef on beef, we're saying in the chat. That shit was fire. Everything was, I mean, it just went just about as well as I could have wanted. Obviously, we're still tweaking it. And so the winner of the New York division, Josh Tulajian. The winner of the Chicago division was Nikki Smokes. And today, live on this show, you will see the final. I put up $1,000, and then Big Cat was like, fuck it, I'll match $1,000. And so if you're keeping track of these videos, that's now $600 for the steak video, $600 for the video game video, $1,000 for basketball from me, $1,000 for basketball for video, and then we have 2 more videos that have $900 going out. Well, that's thousands of dollars given away out of pocket just to try to make these videos good. Just to try to, I'm gonna go to the fucking poorhouse. I'm taking money out of my children's mouths just so I can make these videos good. A little bit of an extra incentive, a carrot dangling for the people who work here and already have the dream job, just to make the dream a little bit more happy ending-ish, just to make the dream a little bit more wet. And I'm happy to do that. So fire the fuck off for that. So we're going to see that shit live 100% on this show, and then that will come out also on the channel. Am I expecting a billion gajillion views for that video once it comes out? I am not, but it is the final chapter of a trilogy of videos, and while it doesn't have all the personalities, it has the ending, and I think that's something that we've been trying to do with all these videos. Have a beginning, a middle, and a finite end, not these meandering videos that don't necessarily have a period at the end of the sentence. So we're going to fire that shit off and fire the fuck up for that shit in the chat. Because that's what we're doing. Also, tomorrow, Warm Ones with War Mode is coming out. Tomorrow, Warm Ones with War Mode is coming out. It's fucking hilarious. It's everything that you wanted. I don't know if you guys know who War Mode is. So War Mode is a podcast that exclusively exists on Patreon. These brothers do not even appear that much on camera. You'll see them occasionally on Matt and Shane's secret podcast because these guys, Billy and Spud, Billy is Matt's brother. So these are 2 brothers from the Philadelphia area who are friends of mine and incredible content creators, but their content is rare, but their content is true. And they're like a bird. They'll only fly away if you don't pin them the fuck down. And we have them pinned down for tomorrow. So you're going to have War Mode, us, drinking beers. The 3 of us together on the Warm One set, just drinking beers, having stimulating manly conversations. And so what we did, we had that how long was that, the totality of that video? Like a little bit more than an hour of raw footage, like an hour 10, hour 15 of raw footage or something like that?
Yeah, it was an hour 20.
Hour 20 of raw footage. So that's going to be pared down to a like 24 to 35 minute video would be my guess. Like an episode of Hot Ones. So it's going to be pared down. It's going to be a little bit shorter, but I want to incentivize you guys for supporting me and subscribing to this channel. So we're at like 35K right now. If we get to 45K, I will then release the full hour, 20 minutes of raw, unedited footage. So it's going to be a curated, manicured, beautiful video that we have paper mache down into the perfect little replica of Hot Ones. And then we'll also have the unedited Zapruder film that we can unleash to you guys if we get to 45K. 45K followers. That's 10,000 more followers. Maybe it'll take a little bit. Maybe we'll have some videos that come out in between. But as an incentive for you guys to keep on subscribing, to keep on liking the videos, to keep on upvoting the videos, to keep on commenting on the videos, the fact that you guys are so engaged, that pushes the channel so much. So I want to give you guys the full-on raw footage of what we're going to put out. Because I looked at the first warm ones, and I thought that could have been a little bit of a tighter video, and it could have been a little bit more, you know, punchy, clippier, and so we're going to make that with this new video. But also the breadth of that conversation, the breadth, how broad it was undeniable content, and I'd be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't put that shit out and let it get to you guys at some point. So you get me to 45, I give you the raw cut, the editor's cut of the war mode video, just pure me, Billy, and Spud knocking back piping warm beers, talking about basically MK Ultra for 80 minutes straight, you know. And we could get to the bottom of what MK Ultra is if that's not something that you often think about, but it's something that I think about all the fucking time. And that's something that they're experts on. So they'll be able to launch into that for us. And I'm super excited for you guys to see that. Also, I have a LeBron video that I put out a call for that I need LeBron fans, people to who love LeBron, who want to kind of be able to argue their point. And that's something that we have on the docket to shoot soon. And the response to that, we sent out a form for people to fill out. Excuse me, if they wanted to be part of it. The response to that has been overwhelming. Over 300 people have signed up to be in that video. We're going to pare that down to the 23 that we that are best for the video, about 23. We're in the process of painstakingly going through all of those applications right now. That's a video, I don't want to give away too much about it, but that's a video that we're going to shoot in early April. So we have that one loaded up for you guys. That one's kind of, another carrot to dangle, try to get more subs. And then we also shot 2 more videos this week that I'm about to get into in a second. Any questions in the chat? Any questions from the class? Love this transparency. Yes, brother. Transparency rights for all. Bro, you guys are dumb. It's live. Did I talk about Billy's sleep testing? That's the crazy thing. I just remember it being really funny because we drank beers together. My memory, when you're just drinking beers, chopping it up with the fellas, you're just left with the kind of amber of the moment, the kind of feeling that you got leaving. You don't know exactly what the jokes were told. You don't know the runs you went on, the riffs you had. All you know is like, damn, that was a fun-ass time drinking beers with the boys. And that it was. And that's what the show is supposed to be. But I had questions lined up for them. Pay Clive. Okay. I love to see anybody. I love to see a Clive get paid. If we get to 55K, can you pay Sass? Every video that I have that Sass is in, I tried to pay him a little bit more out of my pocket. Okay. That's something that I'm interested in doing. Okay. That's something that I want to do. If they're not going to pay Sass in the grander sense, then I'm down to pay Sass. If we're talking Sass, if we're going to do our little Sass update, Sass is going above and beyond outside of his contract. He's only contracted to do Son of a Boy Dad, but he's doing the Roan.com stuff, but he's shooting the show, but he's doing the all the bracket buster stuff. He's doing all the sketches. So Sass, people don't recognize him for it, but this man goes above and beyond. Pay Piper. Shout out to Piper. Okay. Pay Piper. I'm with that. Clive saved my life. Shout out to Clive then, bro. Let's stay alive for Clive. Francis for Sass fishing competition must happen. Above and beyond. Pay Dean Jones. Yeah, pay Dean Jones. I'm with this, bro. I want to see everybody get paid. What was that clip that went out, bro? The little tweet that went out that said that Gen Z is like poised to inherit $35 trillion or something. So they won't be able to buy a house now, but they'll be the wealthiest individuals to ever exist. The dollar might be worth a fucking speck of sawdust by then. But pay security guard Mike, yes. Pay Danny, bro. Can we pay Danny? Pay Danny. Pay security guard Danny. The guy doesn't leave the fucking building. Every time I'm here, his tan ass is fucking grinding back there, looking handsome. Pay Castellani. I'm fine with it. Pay Castellani. I like that. So we have those videos coming out, and so then the last two that I want to get into before we start wheeling guests in here, because it's going to be pop, 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 pop like this, is we shot 2 videos on Monday. So we shot another Sass versus Francis video where they made breakfast. Okay, anybody can make breakfast. Breakfast usually is it involves eggs. Okay. And eggs with whatever accoutrement you want to pair the eggs with. And they did an incredible job, and it rivals the steak video, if not more contentious, if not more butting heads between the two of them. So that's going to be coming out in 2 weeks, but next week we have another steak-off coming up, and it's going to be featuring Nick and KB. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be featuring Nick and KB. How's that sound? Yeah, that sounds fucking good to me. Funny-ass brothers. Cash on the line. Who can cook the best steak? Same environment as last time. Explosive content from those brothers. Explosive. And I'm not going to give away a damn thing. I have so much editorializing that I want to do, but I want you guys to be able to experience that lotus flower of a video blossoming in front of your eyes when you click on it next Thursday. So a week from tomorrow, that video is going to be coming out. I want you guys to be able to enjoy that. What do you guys think? Nick, KB, who do you guys think wins that? Chat. Where's the even money? Where's the money at? Start a poll. Nick or KB? Nick, KB, steak. Start this poll. Who do you guys think? Nick or KB? Because it was a good one. KB minus 250, KB minus 125. Why do you think, what about KB makes you think that he's a culinary master? KB gonna have that. Okay, KB 65%. KB running up the numbers. No one wins that one. Okay, I mean, someone has to win because there's cash on the line. I'm not just gonna keep that. KB out of pure testosterone. He is basically steak. The tism. Yeah, it's like, does he actually have the tism? Okay. And I want to keep on rattling through this because Nick is about to come in at 9:20. And so before he does, I also want to alert you guys that we are going to have a bonus stream on Friday. Bonus stream on Friday. Yes. A bonus stream on Friday because I felt guilty about not having a stream last week. So we're going to have a bonus stream on Friday, and it's going to be like, so we're going to have Jet Ski come in the studio, and he has a song. He's like, I want you to do a verse on this song. So I was like, all right, we'll do it live. So I haven't put pen to paper, thought about anything for the song, thought about anything for the verse. I'm just going to do it live. We'll write it live. We'll perform it live. We'll do it all live. And that'll be on Friday. Just a little bonus stream, a little extra stream. Nick, get your ass in here. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth. Here, please. The man, the myth. Nick Turani.
Hi, thank you for having me.
What's up, brother? Nick, your appearance is actually sponsored.
No kidding.
By X Chair.
Yes.
Now, can we talk about comfort maybe for a second?
I would like that.
Because if you're sitting all day or for hours making a podcast, you need a chair that's actually built for your body. And right now, X Chair is making it easier than ever to upgrade with their anniversary sale. For a limited time, you can save up to $5.99, and that includes some seriously premium upgrades. We're talking about the dynamic variable lumbar support that adjusts as you move, or the SciFloat Infinite Recline for effortless comfort, and even cooling and massage features. Yes, massage. We've tried tons of office chairs, but nothing comes close to X Chair. If you're ready to treat your back to something better, now's the time, but don't wait. These deals won't last forever. Hit up xchair.com to shop the sale and save up to $5.99 today. Use code ROAN100 for $100 off orders of $500 or more. I went to the X-Chair showroom, tried out a bunch of them. They're about to ship in some fresh, beautiful chairs, and it's going to be
planted in one?
I'm going to be, oh my
Firmly.
God. It's going to be so fucking nice.
Mods, ban whoever said Steve from Blue's Clues, ban whoever said 2008 Kanye West fit.
But make a mod of whoever said South Africa legend fit.
That was you.
Yeah. Wait. Fuck. Dude, thank you so much for being here, brother. I was just talking about the steak video.
Oh yeah. I don't want to give any spoilers.
That's what I was saying. I don't want to give anything away, but I had such a good time.
One of our dishes had a unique Pantone. I looked it up, and it would be beautiful in like a rec room.
Yeah, it was different. It was like a floor of mudroom.
I could see like the Met Gala best dressed be wearing like a velveteen suit of this shade.
And it was almost like a color that doesn't exist in nature, like an onyx, or what's that like that like obsidian.
It was like Vanta black.
Yeah, it was Vanta black.
Yeah, that you couldn't see light.
Yeah.
God, the taste.
What the hell brings you to New York, my brother?
I'm shooting stuff with Harry Settle and Feidelberg and Tommy.
Is that announced what that is yet?
I don't know. Again, I got to tread lightly.
Yeah. I think that's smart.
You know, I just kind of got the script. I'm acting.
Yeah.
And I'm with KB, and KB's method acting.
Is he? How's he doing with it?
He's playing a character that's addicted to OxyContin.
He's going hard at it.
He's loving this role.
Because I thought that the Kratom stuff was a bit, but I didn't realize that it's for work.
Yeah, that's right. It keeps him. It's a role he's playing.
So I've been spending some time in your old neighborhood.
Fide-Eye?
Yeah, I was down in Fide-Eye. What's the movie? I went to a movie theater there last week.
What the one like that's in like a hotel?
It's like across from where they shoot like the ESPN shows. Or something.
That's right. Yeah.
What is it called? Like
it has a weird name, and you can like rent out a theater and watch any movie, like a movie you bring.
But they have the Delta One like lay down comfort seats.
I don't like that for theaters because I just assumed that the person like that was there before me was fucking or beating their penis.
Well, they also have blankets. They have like rolled up blankets at every seat, and it's like, how often do you think that they're washing the blankets over there?
I mean, as much as a hotel.
Yeah, there's got to be some nasty crust to the blanket, and you also want to add your like.
I've never had my penis exposed in a movie theater. I've never even Frenched in a movie theater.
I Frenched during the Roots movie that came out.
Roots?
No, the Roots block party.
No, man. Yeah.
Are you feeling this too? Are you getting hot and bothered by the whipping scene?
You Frenched during Roots?
No, it was Roots block party.
Toby's kind of a sexy name, isn't it?
No, it was that was the only one that I Frenched during, and I don't even know if I was drunk. I think I was 17 when it came out, but that was the only time that I've ever spent the entire movie Frenching. It didn't really have a great plot, so it kind of allowed me to French.
I planned to French for a movie. I went to see The Grudge with my first movie date, and I was too afraid. Not of the movie, to French. Yeah, dude.
Just scared as hell?
Dude, when I was like of Frenching age, I was delayed. I like
late onset French.
late onset French. How do you say delayed in French?
Fuck.
Is that right?
Chat,
Yeah,
chat, we need this. Chat, how do you say delayed in French?
That's what I was.
Timu Jack Harlow, ban him. That shit is not
Banned.
That's not fucking funny. Drop
Quit
the
saying
hammer.
that.
Pussy. Look at the poll on who would win in the stake off is exactly 50-50
Nick
right
Turani Berg.
now. What do you mean?
I think they're calling me
Jewing you.
Jewish.
They're Jewing you.
Mm-hmm.
They Jewed you.
Mm-hmm. I'm back in New York. I gotta.
Yeah, you have to fit in. You
Gotta
have to
fit in.
assimilate. I've never had my penis touched in a movie theater either.
No.
Which I think is.
Is it? I bet you that's more common though.
Well, I think it's just.
I
like
bet you
a trope.
nobody in this room's had their dick touched in a movie theater.
Tyler definitely has.
Tyler has.
Yeah, he's hard now.
Probably like recently.
This week.
Yeah, everybody, but nobody else in there has.
Yeah, which respect to them. And Tyler's just undercover Cox man.
Audio's in Yiddish.
That's not fucking
Why
funny.
you invited me on here?
I did it. I don't. Want
You made me lay out my clothes on my bed, and you're like, wear that.
Yeah, well, there were multiple outfits, and I thought that this was the cutest.
Thank you.
And the most Jewish. You have to so is it less Jewish in Chicago? I thought there was pretty Jewish, or is that just Highland Park?
I try to avoid those areas.
Yeah. It gets a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, right. It does.
For a guy like you. I was in your neighborhood, and I was trying to think of the speakeasy Chinese bar that you used to go to.
So I would go. You combine two things.
What?
Fish Market's my favorite place in the city, and that's the Chinese bar.
That's not
Chinese
a speakeasy?
food. It's not really. They just don't have a door handle, so you have to reach up into the crack of the door.
But don't they not let you open the door? If
I almost got thrown out because I opened the door for somebody.
Yeah, so that feels like a speakeasy.
That's my favorite place in the city, and then there's the little shop speakeasy. It's like it's a bodega.
Bodega.
Yeah, down the street. That if you order your snacks for here, they bring you to the back room.
What is the kind of vibe of that neighborhood? Because
I didn't fit in.
You don't think so?
No, I think everybody was kind of like us, pretty spiffy looking, pretty clean looking.
You look spiffy and clean. What are you talking about?
You think so?
Yes.
I think I look unkempt at most times.
Is Seaport the same? Is that the same neighborhood? Is Five Eye Seaport or Seaport?
Yeah, Seaport's in Five Eye. And that's where the Titanic was supposed to land.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. They have a statue.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that was its final destination.
My doorman was just telling me about there's like the Philly version of the Titanic, this beautiful ship that kind of resides in the South Philly area right by the stadiums, like these beautiful smokestacks.
Afloat?
It's still afloat, but they can't afford to keep it up anymore. So they're going to sink the boat and turn it into the biggest coral reef in the world. They're
That's beautiful.
Intentionally creating a coral reef out of the Philadelphia Titanic.
Yeah, so is litter kind of good for the ocean?
I think litter is good, full stop.
Yeah.
Because it creates an ecosystem in New York of like you don't have to create jobs for a lot of the usually Chinese immigrants who are picking up a lot of the excess bottles and cans and recycling them.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
you're
an
right.
ecosystem that creates
I saw a video today of like a hermit crab living in a Sobe bottle under the water. This guy found it. He was like, this is unacceptable. That was probably a really nice home for the crab.
And think about the glass that gets sanded down and you find it and it has this like nice, cool texture.
Puts a smile on my face.
That's from fucking litter.
Yeah.
That's from that nice, beautiful
Everybody
litter.
tweet at Roan. Drop something on the ground today.
Yeah, just litter something, or like take a picture of like a litter that you did today. How long you here? How's your time been? It's been fun.
It's been great, man. I think I lost my New York ability. I'm nervous walking around the streets now. I don't do headphones on. I'm bumping into people. I'm walking too slow, too fast. I lost that skill set, but the energy's here, and I'm excited to be back.
Move back.
Okay. Whoa.
I knew you would.
No, I'm not.
I knew you'd do it
I'm
because
not
you're just
doing
such a nice guy.
Yeah, all you had to do was ask me once.
Yeah, you're just that great and that nice. Well, dude, I really just wanted to take advantage just for like a little bit.
Of course.
Of
You have a litigation to get to, and I want to leave this program so I can watch said litigation.
Yeah, we have Don on Don Crime. Do you have a side that you're on? Do you have like a?
I know for a fact this will end in bloodshed.
I hope so.
I know it's certain. I think Vinny will be in the back of a car.
I've been like making sure that both of them are on edge and are as argumentative as possible. You know, so
How hard was it to make Dante argumentative?
I didn't have to do a thing.
Okay.
I let him be himself. But Vinny, I just been hitting with the cattle prod a little bit just to get him fucking fired
I think
up like
this
a racehorse.
ends with Dante biting out Vinny's Adam's apple and inhaling his last exhale like a Native American Ute. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the only two ways.
Yeah.
That this can end.
Yeah.
You're the absolute best. Just thank you for a little bit of the time. Chat, can we just like fire off some fucking guns for Nick real quick?
2048 when your twins are 18. Gender reveal party.
All right, fair. You're the fucking man, brother. Fire off for Nick, please. Can we fire the fuck off for Nick one time? Please, get the fucking guns in the chat going for Nicky Clicky. He clicks up with us, and he just gave us his time. And he's jumped ahead on this poll, 52% on this poll. Gay-ass water gun. I love it. Mazel tov. Give us a mazel. Why so short? Because Nick has to go and shoot something immediately, and he said he still wanted to pop on. He said he had to be out of the office by like 9:30, 9:40, and he has to change into something. Just fire it off for him. He gave us some of his time. That's all that we can ask, and we will have him back on. I also sprung it on him last second, wanted to do some housekeeping. He has to go and shoot this unnamed project that he's been working on. So shout the fuck out to Nick. Shout out to Nick. Keep on firing the fuck off for Nick, because we have some litigation to get into. We used to do something called Happy Court on Young and Happy, and this will be the natural progression of that. Let me send Dante this link. Okay, sending this to him. 9:40, and let me hit up Vinny. All right, so the genesis of this beef is it kind of came up on KFC radio earlier this week, and interesting stuff. So these are two guys who make music content, and music content is an area that Barstool has not been able to fully maximize, but it's hard content to make. And so we're talking about Vinny, Don Chenz, who has his music channel on TikTok, a guy who is a producer on Out and About, a guy who's an absolute grinder, a guy who he's here with Jackie at the end of every day, two of our hardest workers. Come on in, brother. What's up, my guy? How are you?
What's up?
So I'm trying to lay the groundwork for exactly what's going on.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, first of all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that maybe you could even do the best of explaining your background, what you've been working on before we get into the controversy, so people know who you are and what the vibe has kind of been. Get this down a little bit so we can see your beautiful face.
So background, I started working here as a freelancer in August of 2022. Wayne Jetski got me the in. I reached out to him. I was producing podcasts on my own for a long time, and I was working in finance for a long time and wanted to get in here. So I kind of reached out to Jetski, showed him my stuff, and then he had the opportunity heading into the World Cup. He was working with troops to bring on a freelancer, so he gave me the offer. That's how I got in here.
Fire.
So I've been here since then. 14 months later, I got full-time in October of 23, I guess that would be. So I was helping troops out, then I was helping KFC Radio, and then around the time Dave bought the company back, I got made the producer of Out and About. And that's what I have been doing since then.
So when you're grinding until untold hours every night, what that's what you're grinding on? A lot of Out and About stuff, or what?
Out and About. Well, yes, I am the only person who works on Out and About. Right. So most shows have more than one person. So
Frank the Tank has two people that follow him around untold numbers of people. I have like 18 people behind the glass, you know.
Yeah, so as time has gone on, I had some help at one point, but it's gotten less and less. So now I do everything from producing it, editing it, I do all the clips. So it takes a lot of time. They have me edit the rundown too. Some of the days they put me on other things. So yeah, so I'm usually here.
And what's your ethnic makeup?
What do you think it is?
I mean, they're saying the audio's in Sicilian right now.
I'm Italian, not Sicilian, though.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was born in Italy, so I'm like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so-
What part of it, Italy?
It's southern Italy. The town is called Calabrito.
Oh, Calabrito.
It's not far from Naples.
Okay.
If you know where that is. So.
Yeah, my family's from a town not far from Naples as well, Bella de Portenza.
Oh, you say it a lot nicer than I would say it. I would.
No, I mean, you probably say it incredible. What's your father's disposition?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is he super Italian? I mean, he is Italian, but like, is he Italian presenting? Does he?
Not to me, but if anyone watching met him, they would probably think so. Yeah, he has a little Tony Soprano-esque vibe to him, but he doesn't like speak like that.
What's his body type?
He's lost a lot of weight. Shouts out to him.
Yeah?
Shouts out to Gerard. He's lost a lot of weight recently. He's looking good. Yeah, he's looking trim, looking nice. Hit the gym every day. So yeah.
Fuck yeah, what a
Shouts out
beast.
Gerard.
And so you're grinding on this content, but also when the lights go off in the Barstool office, you go home, or even sometimes you'll make the content from here, and you have found a lane making content about music.
Yeah, so how I said I was doing podcasting for a while on my own. Eventually, I started to lock in on like, I'm just going to do music stuff, focus mostly hip hop, R&B, but just music. That started to work, so I've been just locked in doing that. And yeah, I usually do that off like once we're done working here, everyone's gone. I'll either go home and do it or do it on the weekends and like edit it when I'm here or do it after hours. So yeah, I'll usually spend some time doing that.
And why are you into the music stuff?
I've just always been into rap. I got into it when I was a kid. Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent and Eminem Show were my two albums when I was a kid that really got me to like it. And I don't know, I've been hooked ever since.
That's fire. And you have an extremely successful channel. Do we have a couple videos loaded up that maybe we can watch? As they're
Hits.
Yeah, the hits. I mean, you have multiple videos if I sort by most watched, you have like 8 million, 3 million, 3 million.
I've crossed a milli many times.
Yeah, which is very impressive. And what's the follow count at right now on TikTok?
TikTok, I'm at like 36,000. Instagram, I'm almost at 34,000.
Let's go.
So
this is a vibe of the videos.
With the biggest winner, Doechii. She became only the third woman ever to win the award for Best Rap Album, and deservedly so for her mixtape Alligator Bites Never Heal. Then she had one of my favorite moments of the night with her acceptance speech that was emotional, heartfelt, and inspirational. Then she went out on stage and crushed her performance of her songs Catfish and Denial is a River, showcasing her talent and artistry, which should go a long way in winning over some of the people that have been hating on her and wrongfully accusing her of being an industry plant. And then she capped off the night with the victory lap by dropping an awesome new song titled Nosebleeds as soon as the Grammys ended. Would Doechii have dropped that song if she didn't win? I guess we'll never know. The biggest loser at the Grammys last night easily was Drake. Before the televised portion of the night began, Drake got dunked on by John Lennon's son while he was accepting an award. Then the weekend, another Drake op made a surprise return after previously boycotting the Grammys.
So this
where he not only got to perform music from his
basically
new album.
the gist of the content, and it's extremely well made, extremely well manicured. The editing, the perspective, the voice is like you could see why the channel is doing well, and you don't have to be a Barstool fan. You essentially just have to be a music fan to be able to enjoy that content, and I feel like that's your goal. And as far as how Barstool goes right now, this is almost the pipeline of how you matriculate into content. You start in production. It's the easiest way to get in the door, but you also have the ability to make your own content. I think that we've watched people like Jack Mack, people like Jackie, who are they have the wherewithal to be able to create their own content, but they weren't necessarily hired with that as their primary focus. Is that fair?
Yes, I mean, that's basically been my mindset. You know, my job as a producer is my number one priority, so I make sure to always get that done first and foremost. And then, yeah, obviously I have aspirations to be content here, so I'm going to just put my head down and do the work, and hopefully it speaks for itself. So I've tried to not, I need this, or look at me, just like I'm just going to do it, and people will hopefully take notice, because, yeah, I think I have a pretty good lane that not a lot of people here are, doing.
And you stay in your lane, and you stay strict to your lane. And so, from my understanding, this controversy kind of blossomed via KFC Radio. And I saw a clip of KFC Radio, and I'm going to do spark notes of what my understanding of what the controversy is. And so, another guy that works for us, Dante the Don, another Italian. That works.
The Dons.
Both Dons.
All the Dons.
I mean,
can I ask who chose the picture for the thumbnail of me? I was fucking a great picture. I was cracking up at
It
that.
was incredible stuff by Tyler. So Dante the Don has a show called Barstool Backstage, and they keep on getting in trouble because they're using music, and there's like small lawsuits that are shout out to whoever's throwing money around. Fuck yeah. Because Barstool goes out of their way to mess with Dante because he's brave enough to ask Dave and Dan about their Illuminati. Okay, all right, interesting. So they've been getting in trouble because they are using music, and there are lawsuits that are involved. And Dave basically warned Dante, from my understanding, and then another lawsuit came about, and he said, "I'm shutting it all down." And the way that KFC reported it was that after that, Dante went and found other content that involved music, specifically your content.
Just my content.
Just your content. Watched a bunch of videos simultaneously, and then maybe reported those videos for the music that was involved, and got them taken down, or got them flagged, or what?
It's all up in the air. I was told I should take them down, but I'm kind of like hoping to revisit the conversation.
Who told you that, by the way?
A legal Paul, in kind of a rush conversation. So I'll fill in the blanks. That's mostly true to what happened. So
Okay.
I basically also, they're getting in trouble. What I've always understood the rule is, and I'm sure most people understand the rule is, you can't use music from a brand account. From a personal account, it's okay, as long as you're not using the loophole of like, I'm just posting Barstool content on my personal account to put the music on. Like, you can't do that. But if you're doing something on your personal account,
Right.
music is fine. That's always what I've been told. Everyone knew I was doing what I was doing, and no one had a problem with it. And then also the videos people were pointing to of like, oh, you could see a Barstool logo. Like, that's kind of been the big issue, part of it. That is like maybe 10 videos, and also just because I'm here working late, and I'm just like, I'm going to find a room, and rather than doing it in front
It's
of a white...
aesthetic, too.
Yeah, rather than doing it in front of a white wall, that looks good, I'm just going to do that. There really wasn't much more thought put into it than that. But, I mean, it's only a small handful of my videos anyway, but that was part of the big controversy. So I woke up Thursday to an email from Chase, who's the head of production, basically forwarding me something from legal that didn't even say anything about copyright, but it was 3 paragraphs that essentially read as like, you're lying and acting like you're Barstool content when you're not, and you're misleading people. And for people who don't know, I've been having, which I also got approved to do after hours, having artists come in to interview.
Yeah.
So it also pointed to like, and he's bringing guests in, and he's misleading them into thinking they're doing Barstool content. Like, it basically made assumptions that I'm like lying to the public and trying to present myself as what I'm doing on my personal page is all Barstool content.
Who wrote these 3 paragraphs saying that
I
you're
assume
lying?
it was legal Paul, but I'm not 100% sure. That's just what I thought. And it came off really weird because, again, it didn't say anything about copyright. It just came off like, you're not content. Stop acting like you're content because you're not, and you're lying to everybody. And then the
Weird thing for a legal department to say anyway.
it
Should I
was-
get legal Paul on here,
It
too?
was a little odd. So I was a little thrown off by that. And then it basically had like action items, which was take Barstool Sports out of your account. So like, don't either that or put a disclaimer like, I'm a producer at Barstool, but my content is not affiliated with Barstool, like something like that. And I said that was kind of whack, so I'll just take it out, no problem. I mean, I work here. I think that's crazy to say I can't use it, but at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. Like, fine.
I don't know. I kind of think it's a big deal.
I think it's crazy, but it's not like I'm not going to lose sleep over that. I'll lose sleep a little more over like telling me to take videos down with millions of views, which then it went to also because they said videos that have logos visible anywhere and music should be taken down. It's kind of where we settled when I had the conversation.
I just don't like this, like, kind of like scared, like ass covering, like playing scared. Like,
so-
I guess that's like the legal playbook, but like,
Yeah, which I understand from their perspective. That's just their job. But to give them more context of how I was a little more like scared. So then that was what I got. I didn't understand. It didn't say anything about copyright again. So I was like, well, this is crazy. Chase scheduled a meeting with me. I went to meet with him, and he basically over the morning, because he said it felt odd as well to randomly get this email, and through the chain of the email realized that it came directly from Dante. And once he told me that, I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I actually did notice the night before, I saw Barstool Backstage was like watched like, 5 of my stories in a row, which I had never noticed before. So like, oh, maybe that's what happened. So I had the meeting with Legal Paul, and that was kind of what he suggested be the solution is, and I kind of explained my side of the story, but he said, take Barstool out of your bio, and anything with music and a logo present is a no-go, which I'm not going to do what Dante did, but, like, I think they're applying the rules to me. It seemed like they were making a new rule that only was applying to me, and I was getting stricter rules and being told I'm not content, which was a little odd, and like I felt singled out for sure.
Yeah, I think that people making content on their own is like integral to what Barstool has become. Like I think a lot of people make content like, I don't know, a lot of people started behind the scenes. Like Frankie Borelli was like Dave's cameraman, and he started working with Foreplay, and now he's an integral part of that content. I think that's the way that it works.
That is how I always assumed it worked and what I was trying to do. And I always have followed the rules and made sure everything was greenlit and approved. Everyone knew what I was doing. So like, if you had told me that was part of the rules, fine. I was only doing it, like you said, I'm here and it's an aesthetic thing, but like I don't care if the logo's in or not. That doesn't matter. Right. So if that's the rule now, fine. But they're kind of retroactively giving me my own stricter rule than people just because Dante went to them. So
you know for a fact that Dante went to them. So
yes, because I mean that's according to Chase, that was where the first email in that chain originated. And then after that, I was talking to Jetski about it. And I think it's public now because Dante tweeted it. I was not to talk about it, but Dante already tweeted that he texted Fasoli.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with Fasoli, and Fasoli said I didn't think anything of it at the time, but Dante was texted him the night before, and was basically like, "Who is this guy?" Like, the messages read almost like, "How dare he make music content and not reach out to work with me? That's fucked up. Like, it's fucked up that I never went out of my way to be like, hey, I'll work with you." And then his tweet also said, like, specifically to be his producer, which I take offense to, that he thinks I'm like obligated to go run and be his producer. I'm doing quite fine, so I don't think I need to do that. But
like, as far as you're making content, yeah, like it has traction on its own.
It's doing good on its own. Like, I'm doing my own thing. Like, nothing needs to go through him. So I'm just doing my own thing, and he could do his own thing. Like, it's, that's what it is. But his text read like, it's fucked up that I never reached out to him to work together with him because he has so many connections and blah, blah, blah. Then after that, you could tell his chain of text kind of looks like he's sifting through my account and going like, well, he has Barstool in his bio, and like playlist, he's asking for playlist submissions in his bio, and he's posting videos, there's logos in it. And then almost like verbatim what he said to Fasoli was like exactly in bullet points what legal sent me. So it almost, once I got that information, it almost looked like Dante got offended I never reached out to him and is mad about his situation, I guess. Reached out to legal specifically to point out, like, I think he's doing naughty things, and they're just scared of, because anything to do with music, I think, everyone has a tight butthole about. So they were just like, yeah, that's bad. Like, don't let him do it.
Right.
Which, again, I've always made an effort to follow all the rules. I was following all the rules up until that moment, until they decided to change the rules and give me what I believe is like singled out stricter rules, was kind of how I interpreted the whole situation.
And so when KFC Radio talked about it, do you agree with their timeline of how it was presented?
Yeah, I think they did a good job of, like, I think I just have, like, you could fill in the blanks a little more of, like, the details. But, yeah, I think they did a good job of presenting, and I appreciate them having my back as well.
And then at the same time, Dante said that that's not how it went down, that KFC Radio is misrepresenting it. When you look at his timeline or his presentation of the facts, what are the discrepancies?
I think the main discrepancy would probably be is my understanding of the text that were sent wasn't, like, he tried to make it sound like he was giving me a glowing review of like, oh, this guy does such a great job. I would have loved if we worked together, as opposed to how I understand the text. It was more like, what's this guy's fucking deal?
Yeah.
It's kind of more how it came off. And then that was right before directly reaching out to legal, go get that guy.
Fair enough. Do we feel like we've covered like most of the backstory of it? What parts am I failing to color in?
I don't think so. I mean, that's pretty much everything, and that all started Thursday. So like from Thursday to now, that's basically been.
And where are you at with it as far as your opinion of the situation and your feelings towards Dante?
I mean, I'm definitely not a fan of his. I don't like the idea that he's kind of playing dumb, like he didn't know what would come of that. Like, I think that's kind of that's really dumb if you don't think you're going to do that and that could potentially lead to anything negative towards me. I think he knew. I believe he was doing it to try to make a case for his own stuff.
Right, he's like trying to point out Dave's hypocrisy, but using you as collateral.
Yes, but he knows. Yes, but he is very much well aware that I'm going to be collateral, and I think just doesn't really care too much about that fact. And I think it's also, I don't know what his confusion was, because up until that point it was very black and white. Personal account's okay, branded account is no. Like I don't know how many different ways it can be explained.
Right.
And all mine was personal account on my own time. So it just seemed like he was, I don't know what was so confusing. Like it was never an issue until he decided to like concoct a reason of why it could maybe be an issue, and then legal just like, oh yeah, it might be an issue, you can't do it. Like was kind of what happened.
Interesting. So I think we have Dante, and I think that this is a good opportunity for us. You want to throw those headphones on so you can
I wasn't
hear
hearing. I don't know who's giving me the audio, but I wasn't hearing anything in these headphones before.
So I think we have Dante on here. Let's see if we can get Dante.
A little bit.
I hear Dante. What's up, brother?
Hey guys, sorry.
Yeah, good.
No apologies needed. So what's going on? Have you been able to hear what we've been talking about?
No, sorry, I've been on hold. I haven't heard anything.
No worries. So where the situation is right now? Can we turn Vinny's headphones up? So where the situation right now is, we've been kind of from Vinny's side trying to explain what's been going on. Maybe from your side, we could have you kind of give a timeline of the events as you saw them unfolding and your perspective on this.
Yeah, I apologize for the background music. I'm in a construction site right now. We're trying to get a spot open tonight. Shit's crazy, but
it's all good.
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, Vinny, like, sincere apologies. The last thing I ever intended for was to drag you into a shitstorm like this. I'm sure it's the last thing you ever wanted was to get dragged into something like this on social media. So apologies for that. Secondly, yeah, I mean, this came from a place of extreme frustration. I don't know how long everyone's kind of been following along, but been like pulling our hair out for 3-4 years. Now trying to get some traction with this thing, and just the last, I'd say, year, just been getting hammered with copyright shit, and it's a long story, but private equity groups are coming after everybody and anybody they can in any way possible to collect on basically money they invested for songs, and Barstool's a huge target of that, whether rightfully or wrongfully, and we're kind of bearing the brunt of that. And I mean, stuff that got posted years ago, we're getting smacked for, and doesn't really make sense, and it's just really, really, really frustrating. And somehow along the way, I became kind of like the face and point man of this whole show, even though I didn't start it, but I took that responsibility, and I've been dealing with Legal Paul and Dave and Gaz and trying to make this thing happen and do things the right way, even though they really don't make the least bit of sense to me. And, I got sent over Vinny's video. He was talking about like the Don Cartagena album, and I was genuinely impressed. I was like, first off, who is this guy? Second off, like, how does he know so much about like hip hop from like my era when he looks wicked young? And thirdly, like, how is he posting this stuff and not getting it taken down or copyrighted or striked or in trouble with the company? And then, I was like, how the fuck have I never been introduced to this guy? Or how has no one ever connected us to get him involved with us? He obviously is really good at what he does. really good at what he does. He works for the company apparently, and he's interested in music. Like, this is exactly the kind of people we need. And he's pumping out all this stuff without like anybody asking him to, or kind of like coaxing him to. So I was kind of like, what, like, how the fuck did no one ever connect us? That was, I reached out to Solly and asked that. Yeah. And then, I sent it over to legal Paul, and was like, what's the deal with this? What is going on with this page as opposed to ours? How is this, like, not like against the rules? And, he was like, it is. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. And I was like, that's not what I was trying to do here. And I wake up yesterday and I'm on KFC radio, and now we're here. So sorry for the long-winded response, but that's everything.
No, it's all good. So
according to my timeline.
Basically, you were, from your perspective, a victim of like hypocrisy from Dave, and that I'm not. No. Okay. So set me straight. I'm not trying to sewer you. I'm just saying, like, you thought like the rules aren't like the what's the difference in the rules? I guess was my perspective.
That's the frustration here. Okay. Is there's no real like black and white to any of this, and that's why I'm so frustrated. And it has nothing to do with Dave. I 100% agree with where Dave is coming from. If I was getting, notices every day, like, here's another infringement, here's another 30 grand, here's another infringement, here's another 10 grand, added on to an ongoing lawsuit, that, we're going to have to settle. Like, everyone's going to have to settle. NBA is caught up in this. There's major brands that they're going after, Barstool being one of them. I would be the same way Dave is. I would be like, I'm fucking not dealing with this anymore. Like, I'm severing ties, like, with this group. I don't want the liability anymore. So I'm not mad at Dave whatsoever. What I'm mad at is the rules just not making any sense across the board. Like, Ron, I know you're a music guy. You go on social media, Complex, Stereo Gum, Rolling Stone, all these accounts, these media accounts, major media accounts, are posting music, clips, videos, concerts all day long and getting huge engagement, and nothing's wrong with it. But when Barstool does it, we get sued and strikes. And that's the thing that just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
So I feel like it's fair to give you a chance to rebuttal. Or
the only thing I would say is I think the one thing that was very black and white, because you're saying the rules are confusing, which I'm not saying they're not, but the one thing that was very black and white was on a personal account it's okay and on a brand account it's not. So just that alone, I don't know why a question would even be raised about what I was doing, because it wasn't affiliated with any brands and it was all my own stuff. So I don't know, like, I find it hard to believe there'd be any confusion, because that was like the one main thing that's pretty black and white.
Dante, you have a response to that?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you hadn't been in front of like the Barstool logo, like, I don't know where you were shooting those videos. It reminded me of like where KFC used to do his 1 Minute Man videos. Like, I wouldn't have even known you were affiliated with Barstool, but it was everything a Barstool and Barstool Backstage affiliated they could go after, like, under the sun. So I saw the Barstool logo and I was like, how is this? Like, is it because I genuinely thought it was because you were doing commentary on songs and that was a workaround. I was thinking, like, if we do like commentary on a post, does that like pass the censors, or is that like kosher?
Go ahead.
I don't know if that really has anything to do with it, but also something I would say too, like, from my perspective as a person doing it on my personal account, like I said, you are able to do it. But also, like, because of how my stuff's doing pretty well, I've started to kind of work with companies in the industry. So now, especially like I've tried to position myself as like a music curator, a tastemaker of some kind. So now I'm at a point where like labels, artist managers, agencies that are working with these labels are reaching out to me and asking me to post the music a lot of times. So that's like also the position I'm in, is like that's kind of what's happening. So
that's fucking awesome and amazing, and I'm not I'm not doubting
but
that
again,
at all.
it's all on my personal account, which I think is like the most as black and white as it could be. And yeah, there's like maybe 10 videos on my page that you could see a Barstool logo, but I mean, we were just talking about it before you got on. It's just because I'm here late doing my production job, and I just chose, I'm going to use the green room that's here when I'm here late, and the only wall that works is that one that has a logo on it. You could see off the logo. Like, it was strictly an aesthetic thing. Like, I wasn't trying to mean anything by it. And then I had Barstool in my bio because I work here. But we were talking about your, like, the text of Fasoli. The text of Fasoli very much made it seem like you took offense to me not reaching out to you, and then your subsequent, like, the things after that almost seemed like you were trying to, like, find what I was doing wrong. Like, it wasn't like, oh, how can he do that? It was like, this is wrong, I'm going to go tell on him. It wasn't like, oh, how is he able to do that? It's like in the thing I got from legal, they made a comment about that I was soliciting playlist submissions, which, like, I couldn't even wrap my brain around what could be wrong with that. I have a music discovery playlist where it's like I try to put on like independent artists on the thing. So, and people are sending me music all the time, like I said. So I'm like, here's a playlist, and there's a way to submit your music for it.
Right.
Dante said that something like about that was so bad, and then legal just like almost copied and pasted like any soliciting playlist. So like it just seemed like Dante like looked for whatever he could to tell them is like wrong, not like as if it was a question. Was kind of how it came off to me.
Was that your tone, Dante?
No, and if it came across that way, I'm like completely sorry. And I'm sorry that we're even having this conversation, and again that you got dragged into this. I'm the kind of person that, like, I don't view you as competition. I don't view other people as like, hey, stay off my turf. Like, I want you on our team. I want people like you. Like, I was more like, how is this guy this talented working for our company doing exactly the kind of stuff we're trying to do and like not working with us? Not as in like, hey, this is our lane, like stay out of it. That's why I was like to Nick, like, how has nobody ever like connected us? How have I never like had a conversation with this guy? So if it came across differently, I apologize.
Well, I think one of the things that it seems like Vinny's taken umbrage with is like that the assumption that like he would automatically be like under your umbrella or like a producer for you or something like that. That's like almost like relegation to like working like under somebody as opposed to creating his own content.
No, he's obviously an awesome content creator. Like he keep doing what he's doing. He's obviously got to figure it out and doing a really good job at it.
I mean, your tweet said like you need like, oh, I wish he worked with us. We need production help. So it kind of came off like I should be the producer for that. And then, like I said, what you said prior to reaching out to legal was kind of like, it's fucked up that he never like that guy never reached out to me.
Yeah, I meant more so that we work at the same company and had never been introduced.
Well, dude, I definitely, I sense I definitely sense your like frustration with this, and like obviously, like you're a successful and ambitious person, and like I mean, you're literally opening a bar. You have bars all over the place that are successful. You're like a person who has like willingly like run towards the blog as opposed to running away from the blog. Like you want to write, you want to create stuff for Barstool, and this is like a brand that obviously you care about. Like you want to make the music stuff happen. You work in the music world yourself, but I feel like some ways like you just have like almost like your frustration is like clouding like what the direction you want to go in almost. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I feel like the biggest fucking idiot asshole. Like, seeing how this whole thing has played out and how I come off. And I mean, I don't care about the Twitter trolls and all that shit. I care about the people that work with us and the people like Vinny who, I mean, the producers at this company are the magic and what make everything and have taken everything from, you know, like our Milton days to what we are now. And I know how hard these guys grind. I know how little they get paid compared to content people. And I know the like little amount of recognition they get. So the fact that it looks like I'm coming after one of these people is like the last thing on earth I want. The worst look ever. Like, I totally get it. I feel like a fucking idiot and I feel horrible. And I'm just really, really sorry. It was not my intention at all.
It's and it's like it feels like a mirror of like the stuff with like the Storm Chaser stuff. You know what I mean? Like you're like apologizing for like you're like I didn't mean to like come off like that. Do you feel like you're just like working on so much other stuff, you'll see something and kind of react to it and then like go back to all this other stuff you're working on? Or like, why do you think that this is a situation that like parallels that one?
Yeah, I mean, great point. I mean, good observation. I don't have an answer for that. You might be right. I think I gotta stay off social media for a while.
Well, I'm not even saying that because, like, I think that, like, like I said earlier, your ambition is something that, like, serves Barstool. And the fact that you want to write stuff or you want to create brands or you see a void in the music space and you want to build that is, like, ultimately helpful for Barstool in and of the greater good. Like, you want to fill holes and figure stuff out. But also, like, I see the frustration because I almost feel like you keep on, like, stepping on the rake and it, like, hits you in the face, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
How can we get you to a better headspace, brother?
I don't know, man. I got a lot of, I guess, reflection to do and some soul searching. I think I gotta, like I said, I think I gotta stay away from social media and just focus on my own shit.
It's a social media company, though. Do we need like a golf trip for you with the boys? Do we need some ayahuasca? Maybe some sloppy toppy for the Don? What do you need, brother?
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're good shit, Ron. Thanks for the concern. I'll defer to you. Whatever you think I need. But
head, I think it's
again,
head, bro.
I gotta jump, but
You
Vinny,
got it.
I'm sincerely, I'm sorry, man. I feel awful about all this.
Any last words for Dante?
No. I mean, it definitely is a shitty position I'm in now, so not great, but it's we'll figure it out, I guess. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks.
All right, Dante. Thanks for coming on.
All right, bye, guys.
I feel like your feeling is much the same.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't change how I feel. I mean I know that's going to be his reaction, his excuse based on his tweet, and I think it's just like incredibly dumb or naive. Like I don't believe he's that dumb to think that wouldn't have had a negative impact on what I was doing. And it's also like, yeah, I think it was.
He just has made it very sticky for you.
Yeah, he just created a lot of problems that were not a problem until he decided it was a problem. And I think, like I said, I feel like legal is just worried about the music stuff, and rightfully so, but they're, I don't like the fact that a disgruntled employee just is dictating our legal policy and basically creating rules that are applying to me. So,
well, they shouldn't be.
Right, but that's what happened based on the
right.
series of events. So
right, and now it's made it harder for you to do the stuff that has been working for you.
Yeah, it's not that much harder. Like I said, if the rule is like don't put a logo in the back, like I was like,
yeah, that's fine.
I don't care.
Have Barstool in the name.
Yeah, like, and if it's like you're not allowed to have guests here, like I'll go pay for studio time at another podcast, like whatever the rule is.
But that's also dumb.
I mean, that's
dumb that you can't have, like, in off hours when the microphones aren't being used by anybody else, that you can't use a fucking microphone because of where the address of the building is.
I mean, I'm sitting on, like, I was doing a big push this year because I got to a point where I'm like, all right, I want to start doing stuff with artists. So I was bringing a lot of artists in after hours, which I got approved. And then
who approves that shit, for by the way?
I think it was like conversation with Chase and like Nick Hamilton, Jake. They just know it's like, because what you're saying, you're allowed to pursue your own thing as long as you're getting your work done. Everyone's on the same page and I'm getting my work done. So, like, as long as you're getting your work done and you're not getting in the way of other productions and doing it, after hours, whatever, it's all good. So that's what I thought. And then that meeting, they kind of almost started to act like if I made anything, even if it didn't have music and it was like anything Barstool was in it, it's like a problem. So I was worried they weren't going to let me release the interviews I've done. I think I can, but it almost came off like maybe going forward I can't have people in here.
I mean, I heard Robbie Fox told me yesterday that he's not allowed to do like videos of him playing bass on his Instagram anymore because his Robbie Barstool is his name.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, it's also like, to me, it's a big slippery slope too because it's super gray because the handful of videos that they're pointing to is a big deal. Like, you see half a Barstool logo, but who's to say I'm not in my room and there's a Barstool flag? Or like, does it now apply if I wear Barstool merch in the video? Like, does that alone mean it's a problem? Like, and again, people have been posting on their personal accounts because we've all been told that's fine. And I think once you start going down that rabbit hole, it's like we're going to be taking down like everyone's personal account. So I think that's a crazy precedent to set.
It just flies in the face of like creation. Like, this place is supposed to be about creation, and like the more like rules and guardrails, and it's like the more that the lane gets tightened. And I think that your frustration with him is that he's tightening your lane, but it's also very hard to argue with someone when they come in sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was trying. Yeah, I wasn't gonna. Yeah, that was a tough thing to navigate, I guess, because he's just tucking his tail between his legs. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you said before. I've always tried to do it as I perceive to be the right way. Is come in here as a producer. That's my primary job. Get my job done. Work as hard as I can, as late as I need. And like I said, I'm doing it on my own. Most shows have multiple people. I am on my own with no help. I've asked for help, and they basically tell me no. Like, do it on your own.
Right.
And I said, okay, so I've done all the work on my own, and then, on a Monday I might be here where I know I'm going to be here till past midnight anyway, but I say, fuck it, I'm going to take an hour and a half to run and try to do a video and get it up by 7. So that's when you might see a Barstool logo in the background because I just happen to use that area of the office. So,
and in my view, that's literally like the poster child, like answer for how somebody should be fucking grinding in here and also like creating their own lane. And also it makes you more valuable as a producer if you have like things that you're bringing to the table like that. And your understanding of content will make the content that you create for the brands that you work on even better. And like, as you hone the videos that work for you, it will make the out and about videos even better. And so like, from somebody who also works at Barstool, it's extremely frustrating to have like legal or whatever dictating it and pushing it in that direction.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. And again, like I said, it definitely in this situation in particular feels very targeted from my perspective, which also sucks when it's like at the same time you're telling me you are not Barstool content, but then also imposing what to me seems like stricter rules also seems a little unfair. So
I think, well, first off, I think that anybody who's in the chat right now should be subscribing to Vinny's shit.
Don Chenz, Don_Chenz on pretty much all socials.
Yeah. Subscribe to all of his shit. Actively seek out his shit, because this is a good platform for you to be able to be like, hey, this is what I do. And like, hopefully this like undoes some of the like guardrails that are put on you, but also like keep fucking doing it, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not like saying fuck legal, but like,
no, I mean, nothing's going to stop. Like, I'm not going to stop at all. Like I said, literally, if they were like, you can't do it here, I'll go pay for studio time to do it somewhere else. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever I got to do, like, I'm going to do it. I mean, I've been trying for years before I got here. So this isn't going to, like, really derail anything. It's just, if you're creating new rules, I'll follow the rules. I've always followed the rules the entire time up until this point. Now they're kind of retroactively setting rules, which is like, all right, fine. Going forward, I'll abide by whatever rules you set. That's not going to really impact me pursuing what I've been pursuing. So things are going well.
Yeah, let's keep them going well. You know, and like, controversy or like weird situations like this can wind up being a launching pad for something bigger.
Yeah, I hope so. I wouldn't have gotten on Roan.com otherwise, so this could be
maybe
my
you would
moment.
have, bro. Maybe you would have, but I just wanted to give you a place to like be able to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm working on, this is why it matters, and this is why I was bothered by what was said.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the space and the platform to.
Well, I'm a consumer, brother. I already fuck with it.
Yes, I actually didn't know you were talking about my TikTok like a couple months ago. I didn't know you were checking in like that.
Yeah,
so I
bro.
appreciate
Unplug
that.
the
Thank
fuck
you.
in, bro. It's
Thank
great
you.
content,
Yeah.
bro. It's you're good at what you do, and it would be such a disservice to stop. Is there anything I didn't cover on this?
No, I don't think so. Appreciate you having me on. Don_Chenz.
Shout out Fasoli.
Shout out Fasoli. He's probably gonna text me upset because he told me not to talk. We had a lot of texts about not talking about the text, but we talked about the text.
Italian.
Yeah,
This is Italian
lots of
beef.
Italians. Yeah, Italian on Italian crimes and Don on Don crime, which is crazy.
Right, and I mean Dante, or I'm sorry, the double vodka Don was even talking about it
Yes,
too. So it was
shout-
Don on Don on
Shouts
Don.
out to Big Ev. He had my back. I really appreciate that. A few people had my back publicly, so I definitely appreciate that. The KFC Radio guys. I saw tweets from John Rich and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate people having my back for sure.
Yeah, and I think Dante, just keep on making the stuff that you make, and yeah, don't target anybody. Even
Yeah,
if it's
hey,
accidental.
that's mean.
yeah, exactly. You're the man,
All right, bro.
brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Thank
having
you
me
for
on.
being
Thank
here.
you, everyone.
And go subscribe to my boy's channel. Fuck yes. Interesting. See, that's the kind of shit I wanted this platform for in the first place anyway. I want to be able to do this shit and shed light and get to the bottom of everything. Chat, what do we think? Who was right? Let's do a poll. Can I get rid of this old poll? End poll. Start poll. Who was right? Don or Don? Okay. Let's see who was right. The Don or the Don? They don't want the Italians to stick together. They are fucking trying to drive a wedge between us. Should have pressed Dante harder. Bro, Vinny, what the fuck? Should have pressed Dante harder is, like, you can't, like, well, like, I'm not Dante's boss. Like, I can't be like, why the fuck did you know what I mean? If somebody's coming in sad, you really can't do anything to them. Like what is my position to fucking press him? Need a neither option. Dante moves in the shadows and crumbles in the light always. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dante moves in the shadows and crumbles in the light always. Poetic in some ways. Don Chenz came out looking great. Dante acting like he didn't know what was going to happen is fucking crazy. Dante always plays sad sack. Yeah, I just think that, like, this, if this was a one-off situation, it's like, okay, that's a misunderstanding. If it is paired with him like having a problem with the Storm Chaser girls and then apologizing to them, then it becomes a pattern of behavior, and it's a fool me twice, can't get fooled again type of situation. Vinny cried a lot. I mean, these are Italians. These are emotional guys who are going to wear their emotions on their sleeve. Leave this clickbait for the unnamed show. Clickbait, bro. All right, fair enough. This is the real unnamed show, Barstool Radio. Seems like Vinny stole Dante's content. Interesting. Yeah, maybe it's like if like Foreplay gets annoyed that other people make golf content, maybe it's like Dante being annoyed that other people are making music content. Maybe I should have drawn that parallel and asked them. We talk loud and cry sometimes, I'm saying. Let's get Turani's thoughts post-trial. I can't give away Nick's look from in there, but he has a great look right now. What do you think Dave will think about all this? I wanted to make sure we talked about it on here because I was worried that Dave would kind of like hand wave it away and be like, whatever, it's bullshit. Regardless, Foreplay doesn't cry about sandbagging. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I don't think they cry about it, but I think that they don't necessarily want other people making golf content, or they want to, like, they make golf content. They've been trying to build a golf channel. I've never seen a Don Chenz video. Sorry, I'm not gay. Well, I mean, you should be apologizing for that. Can you explain why Dante's an idiot for, well, Rolling Stone and other music outlets can post music, but we can't? I mean, I think it's, I don't know the legal implications and like the sides that everybody's on. It looks like Don is winning in this poll. How's the honker? Honker's great. All right, well, you know, glad that we could get that off of our chests. I'm glad that we could have the boys rocking with one another and get into the bottom of it. Let's do a little reset and get that out of our system, and let's get on to some other shit, because this is a show that we have a lot going on with, and I want to get to more shit. So should we get to this basketball shit? Let's get to the basketball shit. 1-on-1-to-1, the final chapter. It's gonna be hosted live for you guys for the 1600. It's the least that I could do is get the people who are here in the chat rocking with us to be able to watch this off the rip. I want the 1600 to have their first crack at this, so let's go ahead and watch 1-on-1-to-1, the finale. $2,000 on the line. From New York, Josh Tulajian, and from Chicago, freshly plugged, the man of the hour, the most hated person in Chicago, fresh off of an argument with Annika. It's Nikki Smokes. Let's watch this video. Okay, guys, the championship of the 1-on-1-to-1 tournament is here. The winner of this game wins $2,000, and of course, it's brought to you by Ghost Energy. Your search for the perfect
Shout out Ghost.
energy drink stops right here. And I want everybody to know that this is 1-on-1-to-1, but since it's the championship, it's win by 2. We have our East Coast Division champ against our Midwest Division champ.
Yep.
Nikki Smokes against Josh. Made the best man win. Let's get to basketball.
Okay.
1-on-1-to-1-to-2.
And look at that wrinkle.
Win by 2.
Thrown in right away. 1-on-1-to-1. Win by 2. Things just got interesting, and it's for $2,000. Who can take care of business in this game? Who's gonna win? Let's check it out.
You want ball or coin toss?
5
I
seed
want
gets a
ball.
1 seed.
All right.
Having fun.
Good?
$2,000 on the line. Nikki coming in warm. He just won. Little crossover from Josh. He's wiping off his feet because he knows this is dead serious. Look at the wiggle. Oof. Okay. Tough. Win by 2. From the logo. From the
Can't win on
DK
the 3.
logo.
Oh, you can't?
That doesn't count as a 2. It's all 1s.
There's a lid on that thing.
That's 1 for Smokes. That's
Does it
1
make
for
it take
Smokes.
it?
No, make it take it.
You can't let him
You
get
need to
that
get a
deep in the
stop.
paint. Josh can't let him get that deep in the paint.
Josh didn't come all the way out to Chicago to lose at this one. A lot of wiggle.
I don't like
And
that
Nikki
shot. I don't like that
Smokes can
settle
win it
from
all
him.
right here. The ghost energy flowing through his veins right now. He wants the $2,000. Everybody hates him. He says, I don't give a fuck.
Josh fighting.
Josh is
Everybody's
rocked.
cheering for Josh.
Crowd's going crazy for Josh right now. He's got a lot of calm to his game. Fuck! Lost the rock. Oh, you got to take it out no matter what. You got to change of possession, has to take it out. Travel?
Win by 2 changes everything.
Nikki Smokes for all
Game.
the cash.
Tried to call
He called
game.
but it wasn't game.
Let's go, Josh. Everybody's rooting for Josh.
Josh wants to go downhill.
Get in! Bro, he should get a point for that move.
Game!
Nikki Smokes, the champion,
Match.
1-on-1-1.
Smokes.
Oh,
Hell
he
of a
should have got a
game.
point for that move. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Nikki Smokes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Two people clap. Hank clap.
Hell of a
once.
crossover there. You couldn't finish him, though.
Couldn't make a bucket.
You couldn't make a bucket at the end of the day. You flew all the way out here,
Yeah.
but you still
That's tough
took care
to show
of
up and
business.
not get a bucket.
Yeah, you know, do you think that you benefited from being hot?
I think he has a better skill. You know, just a little more physical. Home court. He could definitely hoop. I could tell just by how he handles the rock. And yeah, being hot definitely helped.
Yeah.
Not just
That's
here,
true.
but,
That's true.
You stayed hot, you know?
No reps.
No reps.
No excuses, though. I didn't play good.
No excuses. And so the winner of the $2,000 is Nikki Smokes. How
Thank
do you
you.
feel? Is there anyone you want to really rub it in their face?
No, I can't really think of anyone right now, Roan. I just want to thank my mom. She's an amazing woman. I love her very much. I want to thank you for being a genius. And everyone that was booing me and shit, thank you. You woke the demon up, so this is all your fault.
The most hated man at Barstool. What's the opposite of a people's champ? A people's enemy? Nikki Smokes goes home with the money, goes home with the girl, $2,000, probably 2,000 women. What a job by Nikki Smokes. The best thing is nobody's happy for him, except for me. Way to be, Nikki Smokes. You just won the inaugural 1-on-1 2-1 tournament. Your name will go down in history, my friend, for all the wrong reasons.
All right, Nikki Smokes, way to be, legend. Fucking fire it off for Nikki Smokes, dude. Fire it off. Smokes is hated because Big Cat hates him, and the rest of Chicago goes along with what he says for their own job security. I don't know if that's true. I'm not positive if that's true. I think that, I mean, he has like a brash personality, like Dave has like audibly disliked Nikki Smokes. I don't think that people are just following along with Big Cat. And I also don't think that Nikki Smokes is as hated as people think, but I also don't see like a ton of reasons to hate Nikki Smokes. Like maybe if you're in his dating pool or something like that, but they saying he's very hateable. Big Cat hates Smokes. Smokes is super unlikable. They're copying Dave too. Maybe. I mean, I don't dislike Nikki Smokes. I actively like Nikki Smokes. I enjoy talking to him, and I like rooting for the content that he puts out. I guess that's like kind of the fun of being able to have like a swath of personalities like there are at Barstool. But like he tries, he's positive. You know, I don't like you dislike him because he fucks, or like I guess because he's like brat, because he lied to Dave in the gambling cave. Like, why do you guys dislike Nikki Smokes? The people who dislike Nikki Smokes, let us know in the chat. Why do you love Nikki Smokes? Or why do you hate Nikki Smokes? We don't know. People just be hating to hate sometimes. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because he's not funny. I mean, he's just funny in a different way. Like, he's not funny like Nick Turani. He's not funny like Nicky Clicky. But, like, his actions, like, cause funny scenarios. Like, he's, like, when I said you stayed hot and he thinks that it's, like, he's physically hot, like, that's funny. Like, that's mincy funny. That's, like, misunderstanding funny. And having a good sense of humor is being able to sense humor in different types of ways, not just, like, a well-written, like, Anthony Jeselnik joke. Like, there's different types of funny. I think that there's lots of different things that are funny. He's funny to look at. Yeah, there you go. Now Nikki Smokes is fine. Too obnoxious at times. Like, yeah, I think that, like, you can't have an office full of Nikki Smokes, but him being one of the characters makes everything different and makes everything more interesting. So shout out to Nikki Smokes, $2,000 richer, and I hope he spent it on a fucking bag, dude. I hope he ran it the fuck up. Hell yes. Is Gaz here? I want to talk to Gaz real quick. I want to see if Gaz will come in here. because I want to talk to Gaz about something for the show. Come in to Roan.com. Hell yes. I'm having a fucking blast, by the way. I'm having a fun-ass time. Shout out to you guys for being in the chat. Shout out to Mook last week for raising a bunch of money. I know Dave didn't think it was a bunch of money. I think it was a noble attempt by Mook. Shout out to him. Am I in focus? Gazzo, what's up, brother? Yeah, you mind chatting for a second? How are you?
Sure. Where do you want me?
Right there is perfect.
What's going on, man?
What's up with you, brother? How are you?
Good, good.
We just had Dante. We just had Don on Don.
Dante the Don?
I had Dante the Don against Don Chenz. A
go?
debate. I thought it was good.
Okay.
What was the nature of your guys' text that you were having?
He emailed me, Katie, legal. I think I had the screenshot of it, which I was going to bring up on a name show. But
Yeah.
You want to cuck them?
I don't want to cuck them. I just wanted Vinny to be
Yeah.
able to get. I know that Dave's not going to care about like his channel and like showing his video, so I wanted to give him the chance to talk about that kind of shit.
Yeah, I think, I was thinking about this yesterday because there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. People here chirping, being like Dante is a bad guy. I actually think, and I have no Dave, I don't even know if Dave knows this, right? Like, we'll bring it up on Name Show. We'll get his natural reaction because I don't know how much he pays attention to, like, the Don and this guy. But I think, ironically, the Don did him a solid.
Yes, I said to him, I was like, controversy can act as a springboard for your career, and I'm like, hey, on this channel, being like, let's just.
So that's
subscribe.
one take.
Right?
I don't have that take.
Okay, what's the solid then?
Being so involved in what's going on with this music issue and seeing all the lawsuits, not just in Barstool, but like outside in the world, like they're coming after everybody. Like, they're coming after sports teams, they're coming after a lot of different people. What happens if we get sued and there's a lawsuit and it's X amount of dollars and Dave's like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is this guy making all this content? We're getting sued for him. I don't even know who the fuck he is. And then he loses his job.
Gets him on the radar.
Or potentially he's like, fired him. Like, he got rid of, I don't think he can get rid of Dante. He's been around for 10,000 years and he's done a bunch of dumb shit. And he's still here. And maybe he wouldn't, but if you don't know Dave and you get on his radar like that, that's not a great place to be to come back from. So I think, in a way, he might have saved him because I know how thorough these companies are and how much they're just coming after everybody. So I don't know the whole snitch thing. Like, he was going to get snitched on eventually anyways. It's just whether it was going to come from the Don and how it perceived. It is kind of, he's using him as a way to take him, he's going after everybody in the company. I think Dante's like, I think he was going after Dave on Twitter, being like, a petty person would say this is that. But that's my take on it, is like, it was the person was coming for him anyways at some point. It's just when it was going to get to him.
We also highlighted how Dante had almost a parallel situation with the Storm Chaser girls, where he went at them and then kind of apologized, tucked his tail a little bit.
This is Dante. I've known him for 15 years. Like, this is Dante 101. 100%. Yeah.
So he's going to continue to get in his own way.
Yeah, I think this is just the next step. This will happen again in 2 weeks. We just don't know what it will be.
I said, what do you need, Dante, to kind of clear your head and not have this frustration? I said maybe some head. Maybe we need to get Dante some head.
He's down in Miami.
Yeah, there has to be head to be gotten in Miami.
Just go by 11 tonight.
I wanted to bring you on for a different reason though. So what are you? You're head of content in New York, right? Right? Or is that who said that? Didn't I think KFC said that?
Did he say that? I don't know. I never heard that. I don't really know. It's different with Dave being back now. I think when Erica was here, there was a lot more I was involved with in the content overarching. Right. I think I would say when I look at it, I'm a little bit of in the mix with everything. I'll help sales out on things that will work idea-wise in New York, but I'll also talk to Hank in Chicago. Distribution of our content, where we put it, how we put it, and trying to grow our audience. Ultimately is what I've always done.
Right.
And now I'm kind of back to that, being how can we make sure that Barstool Sports is known by a lot of people, opposed to getting into the weeds with what Erica would have me in, which was great, but more business side.
Yeah, which do you like better?
I like Barstool more now than I did 2 years ago when we were, dealing with the bureaucracy of working with being a public company, I guess, different rules and regulations. So it's more back to the Milton days. But
how are we getting more constraints with this legal having more constraints if we're more independent?
Yeah, so I think Dave talks to legal a lot, and he tells legal to pound sand a lot. But when there's a certain situation where like we don't think we can win it, and it's ultimately going to affect Dave Portnoy's wallet, and we don't have the backing of like, you know, a public company with billions of dollars. Yeah, I look at everything we do now, protecting Barstool, and it's like protecting Dave's wallet. And every dollar I spend, I'm like, it's Dave's wallet.
Right.
Which is back to the Milton days of like watching what you do, because it's gonna be more on his radar. So I don't think we've gotten more strict or anything like that. I think that there's certain things that are an issue, and it's ambulance chasing, and you're gonna lose, and you might as well not open yourself to it for like a thing that maybe won't make much of a change of the needle, I guess.
Right. We want Dave to be able to buy 6, 7, and 8 houses.
Yes, and I need to be able to visit those houses. So,
exactly.
And that's my job, is to protect the shield in a way as well.
So the thing that I wanted to bring up is I was watching the Yak the other day, and I got jealous. Because they had a new guy on. What was this brother's name? Zach.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched him, but I heard his name. Is that the guy that Dave brought on?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I know.
Dave brought this guy on to Chicago.
Yeah.
And
he interviewed for Gruden initially, right?
And they're like, and as somebody who like likes to like make content with a bunch of people or create content with like different people and kind of like play with different people like at Barstool, I got jealous that there's like a new toy.
Yeah.
And then I kind of looked at Chicago, and I was like, okay, they got Oldie, and they got like
getting the toys.
Kadick, and they got like Beef, and then like there's like the Jacobs and the Blutmans and everything like that. And then I was like, obviously we just got Ray, and in the Slot Girls,
right?
But then I was like, when was the last male that was hired to the New York office
as like a content person specific? Because we've had like, you know, Meek Phil, right? Like,
right.
He's someone who came in the last year or two that has been
not year.
Last couple of years, 2 years.
Well, maybe it's I think that the last male that we have hired is Clemmer.
Oh,
which is like that was Barstool Idol,
right? Yeah,
which is like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Like, do you think it's a effort that the toys are going to go to Chicago?
That's what I'm I think jealous of, that like or I just want to know what the plan is.
Sure. Like when we look at Blutman, that's the first, because he was in my group initially. There's people that come in like socially, and even Vinny, I guess, is like production, right? And he's now in content, which is kind of what happens sometimes here. Like we give.
Well, he's not in content, but he's making his own content.
Trying to be content if you're going to spend the time doing that.
Right.
Like Blutman, we kind of gave an option. Like, he's a social guy. Do you want to be in Chicago? Do you want to be in New York? Some people want to live in Chicago. So that's cool. Right. But I think when it comes to like finding new people, I think we're open to bringing in toys here. But just some people want to live in Chicago, and some want to be in Dan's world, and some people want to be here. It's just kind of that. So I don't think there's a thing like, no, we can't bring in new people here. It's just like, when does it make sense to do it?
I mean, I think it is an incredible place. Like the New York office is a great place for women to work too. Like I think that like the new women talent that we have is like admirable, and I think like Fishbowl and like In the Slot and like Ray's new like sobriety show. Like I think there is a lot of really good content coming from that like stable of women that we have.
And I think, look at the women, like last summer, Annika, Ella, Hannah Montoya. That was all organically like wanted to be in Chicago. Like there is and then the Ray here, like that, we can't really plan it, I guess. So where they're going to go, where they're going to come from, where they want to be, we kind of just ebb and flow. And Dave's like obviously very supportive of wherever they want to go, I think.
Right. So Dave's not like, let's put Kadick in Chicago, or let's put the Gruden guy in Chicago. Like
I think no, not that I'm aware of. At least from what I know. I think the Rays of the world were like lived around here, so they wanted to be here. Kadick, I think, went to Indiana, right, like Midwest. So people probably just have different opinions on where they want to live and where they want to be and who they want to work with.
So yeah, so I guess my advocacy is just for like toys and like new like I think
whether it's
weirdos
a good
or
time
like
to do that.
Yeah.
Like you bring them in here, you test them out, see how they interact with people. And if you want to do something, I have some content intern spots that like if you want to do something content wise to find them. Like
I'd love to do some content to find some
if that's
interns.
something you want to do, bring people in through here. Like, let's do it.
I just think that like any company, like a sports team, any organization always benefits from blood infusions, you know, like infusions of youth, infusions of energy, infusions of perspective, like just keeping the ingredients from being stale.
Totally.
You know?
Like, how many times can you bounce off the same people here without getting either just like, I'm over this, we've already done this bit before, or whatever it may be? Yeah, I could see that. Because so fresh blood's always good. I think that's been the DNA of Barstool forever. Like,
totally.
Back in the summer interns and Blind Mike, like just getting people in there that Muskie, like Coley, Devlin, like all those guys throughout the years were interns, and then it gave Dave and Big Cat in Chicago people to bounce off of and create content. Who knows why are they throwing an air conditioner, or why are they stabbing the air conditioner? That's an old school video, like Dave played off of that. Why are they throwing a copier in a dumpster outside of the office when they were supposed to? So like, interns also do dumb things, so it makes it fun for that as well. So yeah, I think it's part of our core, what we do.
And it's like, it doesn't have to be like, you know, some people are like people were talking about Nikki Smokes, and some of the chat were like, Nikki Smokes isn't funny or whatever. And I was like, you're wrong. Nikki Smokes is funny in the same way that like Mincy or like White Sox Dave is funny, because like he'll misinterpret someone or something, or do some dumb shit. So it's like, it doesn't need to be Nick Turani's, who are joke writer funny. Right. It doesn't need to be like Nikki Smokes, who are just like sometimes unintentionally funny, but like still funny in their own way. It's just like, like it could be any type of like weirdos that come in, but like, just my question, I guess, was like, is the door still open for those kinds of things?
Yes.
Specifically in New York.
100%. And to go back, like, answer yes, the answer is yes, and let's do it. And also the other part is like, those type of ancillary, I would say ancillary characters, like they might never have a big brand here. They pull out a lot of funny out of like you, KB, Nick, people that are been here forever. So like, it helps you bounce off things, and it helps make you guys even funnier.
And there is like we said with Meek Phil, like ways for like them to grow. Like we watched Meek Phil make some like curated content on Monday where he's like running through the office and dipping his face in milk or whatever. But like, that's not just like him being weird and accidentally stepping in shit in the office. Like, who put this dog shit here? Right. It's like him trying to be funny. And I think that hiring somebody like that, a weirdo, lets them blossom into that role and grow into that outfit.
Yeah, the weird brains. Those are always successful. Liam Blotman, weird brain. Quiggs, weird brain. You know, like those kind of people have all done different things here in different ways. And yeah, the more you can get them in there, you never know where it's going to go and where we're going to end up. So it's good.
Hire Bo and Peters. Those are Sass's two friends.
Okay, Sass has been. Sass still here?
Sass is.
I'm just kidding, Sass.
He'll come and find you, or he'll just stay up like staring at his ceiling.
You know what? Sass was not. I know that's your guy. He was an intern.
Yes,
another one. Like I saw him on the internet, always making funny videos. He obviously made that NFL draft video. Yep. I miss Sass in the sense of like, I wish he made more of. I know he does Out of Order, and it's more like, but like, I just think when he picks up the phone and makes videos, they're always funny.
Always.
And so I wish there was more of that, but I get it. He's doing his stand up, he's doing all that stuff, but I'm kind of.
I think that he wants to do more of those videos, and I've been trying to use him for Roan.com stuff. I think that he's working on the new scripted stuff that in the Out of Order world that he's working on. So I'm trying to push him to make more videos, and I think he sees the value in it. Like he did the steak off against Francis. He did the video game stuff. We just had a breakfast cooking video. Like there is upside for him, and I'm going to keep on pushing him.
The most known he is. That meme is everywhere. Like it's probably the most popular meme on the internet.
It might be like I'm trying to think of bigger Barstool like memes that have come out of the Barstool
that
world.
picture is everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that he has the ability to create that, and I want to keep on pushing him to do stuff like that. Yep. And if people came in here, I'd love to push them to do some shit like that. Like I want to light fires under people and give people a hard time if they don't do shit. The same way you do, I think.
I mean, I would like to give people more shit to do stuff. I feel I go back and forth with like when Dave took the company over, like I'd always ask him like behind like what do you want? Like he was big like let people sink or swim, right? Erica World. Even when I worked with her, like how do you get more out of people? Like pushing people. But that's not necessarily, I'm not a content person and I'm not their boss. So I'm not going to be doing that, but I can always, bring things up to Dave and maybe things will come out of it from there. But yeah, I think, in New York, Kevin tried to be like that person to push it. And then when Dave was like, I don't look at him that way, I think he just kind of like was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Which is probably frustrating for Kevin, but also like, I think there's ways to push it. Like
I think what you're doing here.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing here.
Bring it like squeaky wheel gets the oil. I'm just trying to squeak a little bit.
Right.
And if people are doing weird shit, like I think like not shaming, but like kind of like like making it funny and like trying to like point at it and if people who are in it, like John Rich in here every fucking day, like at 8:30, like being like, yeah, John Rich Grimes.
Yep. I love that. I think that's what we need here and what we should be doing here. And I've been paying attention to what you guys are doing here, and I feel like that's kind of what you're going for.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so it's good.
Trying to make shit happen. Just wanted to squeak a little bit in your ear and just get it out to the more the ideas go out to the world. And if there is a spot for us to like try to not Barstool idle it, but like
whatever you come up with, I'm sure you'll come up with some creative ideas. But yeah, we have some spots that we can do with if you want to for internships. Let's do it.
Let's fucking get it.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you. Gaz W, they're saying, wow, Gaz those for Gaz. Good shit, Gaz. Having more people in the office will make it successful. That's what Chicago has. Only rule is show up. I fuck with that. I mean, I like people showing up. I'm not like fire everybody that works from home. And obviously people like Jeff Lowe and like Trent and like people have earned their ability to work at the pace that they want to. I think so, because I was even trying to talk to John Rich about it. I was like, John Rich, like, when is the last like hire? And he was like, is it Pat Bev? But I was like, Pat Bev isn't in the office. He's like, was it Josh Prey? Was it Jeff Nadeau on his second hiring after Barstool Idol? And none of these are even people who are specifically in the New York office. So yeah, hire some weirdos, right? You know what I mean? Meek Phil dating show. It's like, okay, maybe Idol would be fire. Some shit like Idol would be fire. Idol would be fun. People coming in the office to make stool scenes better again. Yeah. Just trying to push it. Just trying to get some weird shit. And shout out to Kevin. All right. Let's hit a couple of these vids. Jeff Lowe, LMAO. That's basically Elon Musk. What do you mean like that? The old bloods have definitely earned their way to work from home. Let's do this Pat Bev pickup artist vid. I think that was a funny one, and it references Barstool. Oh, gotta revamp Outdoors again. Why the fuck would we do that? Outdoors is cooking. Let's watch this vid.
How y'all doing? Hi. I ain't gonna lie, my partner says you were cute from a distance, so he feel me. We're gonna see it. How you doing today? What's your name?
This is good floor spacing. Sometimes your assignment is not what you want. Sometimes it's not ideal, but you gotta do what's best for the team.
You cute? You got a man? You don't? You on Instagram or something? You got Instagram?
The objective is not to bag. Sometimes it's to distract. Of course. Sometimes we need a Pat Bev. Put their heart out, their blood, sweat, and tears for the greater good of the team. Diving on loose balls, pause, boxing out, snagging rebounds, not tapping it. Grabbing the rebound on some Dennis Rodman shit. Whoever this guy is behind the camera, this is an A+ teammate grade. I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna get good VC after this game. This is the plays that they don't show on SportsCenter. That's why I'm here to document it.
I got you locked down. We'll talk. We'll see what the movie is.
Don't get me wrong. The friend is not bad. It's not bad. It's work wittable.
Shout out to the Pat Bevs of the world. Shout out to the fucking Pat Bevs of the world who are just going above and beyond. Jenks and Mikey Betts were probably the last hires in New York. Chat said, bro, Mikey Betts does not live out here. And Jenks is a producer. But that's fine. Maybe Jenks is the most recent hire. Is that still probably 2+ years ago? Hell yes. What other firecrackers in these videos do we have? Should we do you got one, Tyler? All right, Tyler, click one. Whichever one makes Tyler laugh, honestly, makes me laugh. Oh, bro. I love... Let's go, boys. Bro, I've seen different... Look at the red on their chest. These guys are like out of breath, like they just got in a fucking street fight. Look at the red on. My bro is purple. I have seen these videos used by racists being like, look what's happening to our country. Bro, first off, like they're acting like this is happening in all the streets. It's usually, I guess, European racists. I don't fucking know. If somebody was doing that outside, I'm popping my top off and I'm fucking slapping with them. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the most lit shit that I've ever seen in my life. They said we're gonna use our body as the fucking drum set. Do you see how all these bros are like? Let that be part. Let the whites in for a little bit, just so we can stand in a on the side and do it and get real fucking pasty and red with it. That shit rules so hard. It looks like it's such fun. It's great male brotherhood. Salute to those brothers who are chest slapping. I don't know what do you guys know what the what is the festival, or like what are they singing? The song always sounds so good. It always sounds so nice. They're wonderful bodies. So it's like what are they doing? What are they doing? I fuck with it so hard. Yeah, that's an absolute classic. An absolute classic. Should we do another classic video? The Everybody Late. This is just a fucking absolute classic on some New York shit, bro. Some New York shit. Let's go.
This is New York. Everybody late. Everybody.
Jamaican lady flaming the bus driver.
Everybody late. This is New York. You want to be on time, go to Jamaica and walk to work.
If I was there, I would have get there.
Can't be racist.
That's it. You're going to be late.
I don't give a shit where I won't come from or where I
Be mad at him because you're late.
Not from Jamaica either, so you're talking from.
But wherever you from, you might be on time if you walk there.
I was talking to the driver.
But you're annoying me, so now I'm going to speak on it.
I'm near your fucking house.
It's fucking annoying.
I get there now, you live in your house?
You need a fucking car. You know what it is? You upset because you got a bullshit ass job. And you late to your bullshit ass job. You can't buy a car because you got a bullshit ass job. Don't be mad. Don't fuck everybody else day up. Poor lady got a wheelchair. She got on the bus with a wheelchair. That's why the bus is late.
It takes 15 minutes to get up.
You gonna be mad at that? Come on, get out of here. Ask your boss for a raise. You can buy a car and you won't have to take the fucking bus.
Right.
I'm gonna probably get fired. I'm mad late. I don't even care. I'll get another job. I'm not gonna get mad at the bus driver. It's my fault. I should have been on the 12:10 instead of the 12:13 bus.
Right.
That's my fault. That ain't his.
Bro, it's facts. This guy's just spitting facts. It's your word to mother. It's facts, bro. This guy just in New York, I think it's key to mind your own fucking business. But if somebody is making their business into your business, then I think that you could speak on it. And that guy did a beautiful job articulating it. Guys, can we hire that guy from the bus? It sounds like he needs a job anyway. Can we hire him for his ability to call out bullshit and articulate what everybody's thinking and say it in a succinct and funny... Bro, absolutely incredible. Last things that I want to talk about before I get out of here. This Talia Lichtenstein little, this little flow, this little wave of videos. Talia Lichtenstein, the woman who was coming at Dave Portnoy. So we have 3 videos on her. Is this the first one where she's? Yeah. Let's do these 3 in order.
I need the world to stop trying to force feed me Dave Portnoy and that fucking dog. There is not a single thing he could do. He could adopt every needy dog in the entire world. He could go to every Taylor Swift concert in the world. There is not a molecule of that guy that will ever be remotely likable to me. What do you mean? Oh, I followed him and Miss Peaches and it like makes him likable. Like it is so cute. They're really cute the way they are together. What the dirty, rotten shit? No, get so far away from me. Weak, tacky, like, ugh.
Huh. Interesting. So I'm definitely not one to be like, you have to like get in line whenever somebody attacks Dave. Interesting dissertation on likability. Dave brought that video to the light, and I think she walked it back. We have another video of her walking it back. Let's see her walking it back.
The video is made. I'm not going to acknowledge fucking Tara Lichkeen's existence.
Okay. I woke up to like a zillion comments and DMs like, die, stupid bitch. I hope you get raped, cunt. I'm like, oh, Dave Portnoy must have said something. No, I'm not talking about your dog. I have no problem with any dog. Media literacy, Dave. Come on. I was saying, do you want me to say it again? A dog, a cute dog, won't make me like you.
Cute dog.
I don't like you. Your dog didn't do anything to me. I don't like you. I think you're tacky and annoying, not your dog. Whatever.
Weak ass response, first of all. But second of all, if we remember the first video, she said, "Your fucking dog." She bit her fucking dog. Media literacy, Talia Lichtenstein. But the real reason that I'm bringing this up is I didn't like whatever. She can dislike Dave. It doesn't what she doesn't make me shit. I truly don't care. Weak response on her part. I thought didn't really stand on it, but she looked familiar. And I was like, what? So what is her content? Just she doesn't like people in an unsubstantiated way. That's fine. She looked familiar. Rewind a week to another video I saw of hers, and it had already struck my attention. Let's watch this first video that she put out.
Can't believe I just saw 3 insufferable people that I hate in a row. One was this girl wearing a hat that said, "I just hope both teams have fun." Another was a girl wearing a hat that just said, "Daddy." Thank God I was born with my own natural personality, whether I hate it or you hate it or not. At least I have my own, and I don't have to go out and buy a hat that says "Daddy," period. Go actually fuck yourself. And then I saw somebody walking while they were reading a book. Like walking in the middle of Williamsburg, but like reading a full fucking book while walking. Just like, what are you trying to prove? What are you actually, it's just like.
Weak ass perspective. Weak ass outlook on life. Hating on people minding their own business. You are in New York City and those are the outfits that you take umbrage with. People wearing like the most regular hat. I saw a dude wearing a fucking Bud Light box as a hat yesterday. I see dudes making outfits out of tape, but somehow these are the people that you take umbrage as you scream into your phone in fucking Williamsburg. That's your perspective on life. I give a fuck about the Miss Peaches stuff. This is how you choose to present yourself. Just women destroying women. That's the way that we look at things in the world. Of course you don't fucking like Dave. You don't like anything, and you've made that your personality. How is that a better personality than all of these other personalities that you're attacking? Specifically, people who are minding their own fucking business. If we learned anything from the bus video, you mind your own fucking business until somebody else brings their business into your business. But somehow she's decided to make these people who are just living their life in a fucking hat they could have got as a gift. They might not be able to afford another. You don't know what their fucking story is, but somehow you're making it your business and your content to try to rip people down based off of the most surface level judging books by covers, not the content of their character or even anything that they said that might have been tacky. Weak ass perspective, weak ass content. That shit fucking sucks. Talia Lichtenstein, I had to speak on it. Got brought into my orbit. There's no reason to like dislike people because of the hats that they have on, the clothes that they have on. Just weird and like surface level, to say the least. So had to talk about that one. Had to talk about that one just a little bit. Shout out to Talia Lichtenstein. Keep making content. I know you can do better than that. I know you can do better than that. I think that there's a higher ceiling. There's other people that work here that follow your work. Other people I know that follow your work. So has to be. And you know she has 6 figure Instagram following. There has to be merit in some content that she makes. But I implore you, my sister, just blindly hating on people for the most surface level reasons surely is not the way. Surely is not the way. Would you ever, shout out to Kevin, would you ever consider setting up a New York versus Chicago basketball game? Of course. I tried to do that a fucking long ass time ago. Over a year ago, before I had this channel. I'd love to do more shit like that. I feel the 1-on-1 versus 1 was super successful, and like a year ago, there was a lot of back and forth on who would win. That was back and forth that I created. I will continue to fucking stir the pot and push the fucking envelope. Pat called out Titus. I don't know what that is. Oh, for basketball. Trust. Dang, that's a nice hat. No Lul, get me on my bullshit. I've seen that comment several times. I had to give it back to you. Dogs running around in the office. Dogs running around in the street. It's 11 o'clock. We promised the show. I mean, we say usually around 9 to 11. 9/11. Never forget. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who watched. Shout out to everybody who rocked with us today. Shout out to Nick for coming on. Shout out to Dante the Don, Don Chenz for coming on. Shout out to Gaz for coming on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Nicky Smokes for winning his shit. Shout out to everybody who subscribed to this channel. Warm One's coming out tomorrow. Roan, I sent you that. Hey, there he is. Walmart video. Can you give me some challenge? Not gonna do. But we'll get you something, brother. We'll get you something. Another stream on Friday. We got another stream coming on Friday. Warm One's coming tomorrow. The content avalanche will end lives. Fire it off one time. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to my ENT, Dr. Ratata. You know he's firing off. You guys fire off. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Friday. And we'll see you next week. Salute from Roan.com.